Hi and welcome to my channel. This is Christy and today we are playing Planet Zoo. So if you're new here, I typically play The Sims 4, but EA has been a bit of a mess, so we're trying something new. I do play Planet Zoo on my own and I'm not good, but I thought it would be fun to try it on the channel. So we're going to do my favorite thing, and that is create something random. So you may have seen other creators do random zoos, and that's what we're going to do here. So the webcam's going to go away in a moment because OBS is not really happy with the game and my webcam at the moment, so we're going to hide that. But if you enjoy this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more Planet Zoo, and just let me know what you think in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. So we just might as well hop right into it. So I already have a few zoos in this franchise, and as you can see, they are all random. We got random, random 2, random the third, and we are going to make another, so let me know any name suggestions down below, because I don't have any. But we need to select our biome and our continent, I believe. So we're gonna get the wheel up and get that picked. So we have our lovely wheel. We can have either a grassland, tropical, temperate, taiga, tundra, or desert. So what will this zoo be? Kind of like temperate's probably like the easiest, so hopefully no, I would say hopefully no tundra, but this is new for me. I have never done a tundra zoo before. Okay, well, we're gonna do tundra, and now we need to know what continent we're gonna be on. So we have either Antarctic, Asia, Europe, North America, or South America. This makes me a little bit worried because I feel like we're gonna need a lot of heaters in the zoo. Guests aren't gonna be happy. But South America. Okay. Well, we're gonna have a South American zoo, and this is going to be my thing, is remembering to close the window so you don't see the picker wheel all the time. So we're gonna do medium difficulty. I'm gonna do a random, so help me with a name. And I don't know what the sculpted map looks like, but we're gonna try it. So this might be a bad idea, but let's create our zoo. And I will give you a glimpse at my skills. We'll dive into my previous zoo, and you can kind of see where I'm at. Okay, here is our zoo. Very snowy. We are going to need heaters everywhere. And we got like mountains in the background. It's very pretty, very remote for a zoo, but we will make do. So, oh, I'm on backwards. I was looking at the map backwards. I was like, this is okay, not bad. Flat right here. We have a mountain right away. How are we gonna do that? I bet our first animal is gonna be like tropical or desert, and no. Okay. Well, this mountain kind of like, not really mountain, large hills feels a little out of place, and then just like flat around it. I'm not great with terrain, so this will be a challenge. It's a learning opportunity. So, speaking of learning opportunity, let me just show you my previous zoo. It's a little bit wonky, but you can kind of set expectations for what this will be. So let me just hop into my random the third, the most recent one I've done, and you'll see. So this is my previous zoo. You can see there are some struggle points here. It got a little messy. So it is also a bit crowded. There was not great path management when it comes to guests. That's not something I'm normally a little bit better with, but yeah, people are very happy, the animals are happy, staff happy, and nothing fancy with a lot of the habitats. So we'll kind of take a look at some of them. Before I built this one, I didn't realize, yeah, if you want to use water as a barrier, don't fill it all the way up because they'll swim across. especially the babies. They have smaller hitboxes, they can escape easier than adults. So we had a few escaped camels before we learned that lesson. There's also an attempt at building a little train. Yeah, it works. Not pretty. And I my was going to build like a hill mountain. Work in progress. It looks worse when you're zoomed out, and obviously I have not done a lot of foliage or like landscaping around the zoo. That is a weak point of mine. But once you get like right here, it's it doesn't look too bad. These are sun bears in here. And then there's one simple habitat that I really kind of like. It's very simple, but it's the Indian rhino. It's definitely too big. I will make most habitats too big because these animals, they just deserve it. But this is I kind of like this little area, and this is about the extent of my building skills. And also, just to highlight, another one of my favorites is the beaver. A little double barrier because you don't want them to chew through the wood. And used a shell from the workshop, which I have a decent amount of things from the workshop, as like a little shelter for them. And they go in and sleep in there, and it's super cute. So that is kind of my skills, just to set your expectations on what we can achieve. And this one, obviously random, so placement of habitats gets a little weird and the entrance is terrible. So let's go back to our zoo in the snow and probably place down some heaters and get a plan going. Here we are back to our white, very, very snowy and cold little map here. So, great, not great with camera controls, and also like editing is my least favorite part about creating content. So, there will be no fancy editing, just like cut out the boring bits and call it good. So, what we need to do first is our power. So this is where we have the free power, and I want to map where it is, but we are not going to be able to really see. So we're going to need a heater, I think, and see if we can, I don't know, like crank up like if we put one like right here and then we like crank up the range, that's how wide does that go? So we're gonna let this run a second so we can see like how much snow we can melt. Oh, this takes a minute. Like we can see some grass like coming through. This is very exciting. Great content. Okay, starting to come through. We are now in February. So we're gonna need a few of these. So I placed a few, gonna let them kind of heat up and see if we can map our little electric circle where we can put things. It looks like a little paw print. If our first animal is like a koala or a camel, it's gonna be rough. Oh, and we can just wait until spring for the snow to melt. Okay. Well, I am going to get our money back with these heaters or get some of it back. See, this is where, we're learning. We're learning. Luckily, it's not a lot of money. And now we can map out our power. So the trick I learned was we're just gonna do like sand, and I'm gonna go to three, and we're just going to follow this along. So that way we can see without having to constantly click on our little thing there to show it to us. We can just see while we're placing paths and buildings. There. That is where our power extends to. And we got a nice little like rock circle almost. I do have my settings on medium. I don't know for my graphics, so that hopefully my computer doesn't catch on fire, but let me just see if it runs okay on high. Okay, it's a little bit better. I usually play off camera on like the highest setting and it's fine, but recording, it takes up a little bit of energy there. So I think first, before we do anything, is we need to find out what our first animal is going to be, because who knows how big of a habitat we will need for that. And then we can decide on where to put staff buildings. I also want a little like plaza for merch and drinks and food. We need an info center. So let's get up our wheel. And first up, we will have there's a lot of animals on here. I have almost every pack but 4 of them. We're gonna have an orangutan in the tundra. Well, I do need Animal Trade Center before we can even see what's available. I have 4,700 credits. Hopefully that'll be enough for like 2. So, cool. I'm thinking about putting like maybe the staff buildings over here. And this is orangutan's not one that you would want as like your first animal. It would be very popular, but I'm kind of thinking maybe it'll go over here. I don't know. So we also need, like this looks like a good little path. So we can have like a path going straight up. Okay. So the entire time, I don't know how much I recorded with the wheel up, so I am sorry, but I have placed the little staff buildings. We'll get nice cover for them. And then I started going through the orangutans that we had and adopted 2. We do have some peafowl and a red deer. Those were from previous zoo that I was going to put in. But we have a male and a female. So it's the female and the male. None of them had great stats, but we could be waiting a while for another. And we can have up to 1 male and 5 females. So they are critically endangered, and I tend to put too many animals. It gets like a little bit chaotic with the management for the populations. So I think we'll aim for like a maximum of 4 adults, and then they can have usually like 1 offspring per birth. So we'll do, they need quite a bit. 1,000 square meters for like land, and then 300 for climbing. Okay, where are you guys going to go? I'm guessing we're going to like right here. And the one thing I like to do is I like to map it out with null barriers. And I'm going to do as little terraforming of the natural landscape as possible. So if we start like over here, I have like no concept of how big this is. Like, this is gonna be like probably like 3,000, I think. So, oh, I was right. It's like 3,000. That doesn't even look that big, but yeah, let's decrease that. Okay, we're going the right direction, 2,300, but then we still have to put climbing stuff in. I think we can probably, maybe we don't need to go up on the hills. Okay, we're more reasonable, 1,200. I do want to adjust it a little bit because it's a kind of a funky shape. So if we kind of move, I might just delete that so we can move these. Okay, so it might be a little steep climb for our keepers, but that's okay. So now that we have that kind of place, we can work a little bit on this entrance. No idea how it's gonna go. And what like path would a tundra have? So maybe we'll just stick with the asphalt, call that good. And the one thing, like you do want a lot of room on your entrance because it will get quite busy. And we do know we want this to curve up here at some point, so I'm going to put that in. And I think we should maybe make little plaza over here. So a nice little stone path, and then we'll have other paths go off of it. We can modify that, but how are we gonna do the barriers for the orangutan? Like, so it's gonna be tough. So I think in order to put that off for a moment, we need to get our staff path connected. I mean, this is all something we can change later on because everything's quite far away. I will be putting a keeper hut back here, which means we're gonna need some energy. But I do have a lot researched. So for our mechanic research, I have most things done. We still have a few themes. Still need like some more drink and food shops, all of that. But we have all barriers, habitats, and power and shelter. Those are all done. And we have transport rides and staff facilities. So those are done. Do you have not a ton of research, but some animals, but not the one that we have selected. And many of these are only like 1 or 2 levels, so there's a lot. But we do have at least one of the viruses done or bacteria. That one's complete, and a couple have been slightly researched. So we're not like starting completely from scratch. So there is a boundary requirement of water 6 meters wide and 2 meters deep. So I should have thought about that. So this is 6 meters. So I think we'll do it around the front and then we'll come up with a different barrier for the back, maybe even some in-game uh, that we'll try to do the water around the front. So definitely not looking too pretty right now, but we will get this cleaned up. And I usually like to have like my selection on soil so I can kind of see what's happening. So I'm like, I can't tell if the terrain changed very well when it's sitting on the long grass. Like you just can't see the depth. So hopefully this doesn't cut into their land requirement. We need to smooth out a lot of this, and I think we need rocks. I am terrible with rocks and foliage, but this is a learning time, so no judgment. Okay, this is starting to shape up. We got our water in. I'm thinking maybe we need some like branches and rocks along here. Definitely need to smooth that out again. And we can be good. Makes us look a lot smaller. And there are sirens in the background, so apologies. Now they only need a 5 meter bounder barrier, whatever you call it, and climb proof, obviously. So that's like a little bit shorter than what I would have imagined. And also have to remember, we spent probably too much money because this is franchise mode. We are a little bit limited. Hopefully we don't need any loans. So I gotta keep that in mind. And also we're gonna put in like the guest path, maybe 5 meters. And we're gonna have it coming like right along here. I do like to try to have separate paths for the habitats so it doesn't get too crowded. So there's where our guests will be. We'll need a little fence for them. But I was trying to think of what kind of barrier that we could do. So I do have this one that I made, which I mean could work. I don't know how high this is. That's like gotta be more than like 5 meters. I feel like that might be fine. I do want to build, I think, like a little building over here. So maybe we should do that first. Well, we can first like make at least like the door. Oh, I'm not great with this grid. And it took me a while to realize to use shift to go up and down. Just hold that. Yeah, learn that way too long. I don't know, should we make it like curved? feel like that might be look a little nicer. I don't know how big to make this. Then we'll adjust the null barrier so that like they don't they're not in like this corner and it says that they have escaped. And the bane of my existence in every single game are roofs. Like, what are we doing? Okay, I have no idea what to do with the roof, so I added a little window over here so get some light in there. Why not? Okay, can't afford anything that I have downloaded, so I think we'll just give these a shot. Okay, this is it's looking like something. It's not, I mean, not great, but we'll work on it. Like this is also a little bit of a gap. So the next thing I like to do is add in their enrichment first. So making sure that we have like their feeder and like water. I don't think they'll be able to reach that water. So I don't really get the arboreal feeders because if you put them up, like the staff can't reach them. So it's like they have to be on the ground or like really close to the ground. I have this from the workshop. I really like it because then they can like nap in here too. I do have like bedding in there if they want to be like further away from guests, but you know, this is, whoops. I think these are pretty cute. And we might have to adjust it a little bit to make sure that it'll be good for the orangutans. And actually, I forgot we will need to go and edit it because I've used it before and they can get on like top of it. At least some species, and that's right, you have to, no, hold on. We're going to disable. Okay, I think they shouldn't be able to get on top of it, but should be able to use it. So we will also need just like more stuff for them. So I also have this from the workshop. I don't know if they'll like this or how much they can use it. I've used it for like smaller monkeys and koalas, but we'll give this a shot because there are little platforms and it is climbable. So that I got in the workshop a long time ago. Okay, we got a few heaters in there, so hopefully they'll be very happy. And I think because I cannot do foliage without having the animals in there. Oh, we have more. So I do want another female. So we'll get this one. So we'll have one male and two females. That might be good. And they can also be with Siamings, I believe. And I also have seen that. I think at San Diego Zoo, I haven't pressed play yet. There. They are on their way, but yeah, I believe San Diego Zoo, they had Siamings. And what am I saying? Well, I don't know what we're doing because we do not have any staff. They're not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to get a caretaker, a keeper, mechanic, and veterinarian. And we can also do our first work zone, which will just be the entrance. Highlight everything and call it the entrance. We can also do, I know I want an info booth, and I don't know like how we are going to theme this place. So we got hot dogs, coffee, and an info booth, which means we should probably get some trash cans because you know they will want to make a mess. And we're Arctic, kind of tundra. And we'll get some picnic benches. But our orangutans are ready to move in. Oh, no, we haven't connected up the staff path. Never mind. Staff path has been connected. And then once we have like more than one animal, we'll add maybe a keeper hut closer because we don't want them walking forever to feed our babies. So now we can add our 3 orangutans and see how much foliage we need to cover, make sure they're all happy. We got a bunch of enrichment for them. I have quite a bit research, almost all of the like toys and the food toys. So while we wait for them, we can get a couple of these guys out there and maybe some benches. All right, we gotta first pause. Make sure you can't escape because that would be just awful. Okay, you can't. Perfect. And we definitely need more climbing, but we're good on the land. So can you actually... Okay, it looks like you can get up here and you cannot... This might be not big enough. Okay, you can climb up here, but you can't do these ropes. So, but you can still get up there. Okay, this is weird, but I want to see if that helped. Okay, they can like kind of climb up that. So we still need more, and because we don't have them all in yet. Okay, now that I added this, it's for mandrills from the workshop. They can climb on top of that. So we'll have to see once the last one gets in. Yeah, tickets are underpriced, of course. We're gonna go up to $5 and call that good for right now. But we'll kind of keep an eye on their climbing to make sure it's good once they have all three of them, like straight to the heater. Yeah, I get it. It's cold up here. But the terrain has too much long grass and not enough soil. We can fix that. We don't have enough. Oh, wait, no. We have hard shelter. Wrong one. Okay, they want like pretty much all soil. And now we need a lot of foliage, lots of plants. And we don't have a ton of money, so we might have to come back to this, let time run for a bit. We can probably do that right now. I just don't like playing well, or like building while it's playing. So I'm not going to focus too much on here, make sure they get enough coverage. And I'm really bad with like rocks and like what to do with them. I don't know why, but one of the orangutans just got like transported off of this. I don't know what happened, if that was my fault, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Might need to adjust something. It's like, do you guys like struggle with foliage? Is it just, I know, I feel like people do, but then I watch a lot of different creators and I'm just like, how? All right, I did pause and it's dark, so I do need to adjust the time on which the zoo will be open. And this is like the only thing I like to have surface, like a line to surface on, because then I don't know, just fits a little bit better with their roots for these, what are they, mangroves. We're adjusting the time so it doesn't get like too dark in our zoo. Although we're so far up north, it's probably gonna be dark a lot come winter. But okay, how are you guys thinking this is going? All right, we're slowly getting here. So also try the trick of like sinking down trees to, oh my god, to use as bushes. I never know which ones look the best for this, so we're experimenting here. And I think we'll cover with the Scaevola bush, but I feel like they can't really walk over it, so I don't want to use it too much. I'll have to double check. Yeah, so it's not great because I don't want to take up too much more like land space. All right, we only got 8,000 left, but you know, it's coming along. I wish we could use like some buffalo grass or a couple other grasses, but we really can't. Are you guys donating yet? 960, okay. Well, maybe we can get some of like these roots. I'm going to hide. I'm getting a few roots in here. This is so hard for me. But I mean, people seem to be loving it. And yeah, we're probably gonna need a toilet for them soon too. Are you guys like, yeah, you're cold. I should probably get heaters for the guests. Well, I mean, good thing they don't start fires, right? If we like put them underneath. So I put a couple heaters underneath the benches, see if that helps. And we have, oh, we got $1,000. We got enough gas. So we need kiosk profit and adopt 2 exhibit species. So on my little picker wheel, we can do exhibit. I have that as a separate wheel. So if we spin for like, we're looking for like habitat animals, we could do like a reptile house, amphibian, or we might spin for a single exhibit, double, or quadruple. And then we would spin the other wheel. But I mean, should we up the price again? No, okay, the price is good. So it's pretty sad, this zoo. But now let me see if I can get some rocks because we're up to 13,000. We were down to 8,000. We're doing good. Okay, I went through and added some more vines and a few rocks. Um, yeah, I don't know really what else, so maybe we should add a little guest fence so no one goes swimming. Okay, we have a little fences for the guests, and I think it's great. I'm very bad at getting things to line up or making them straight. We need more trash bins. We're gonna put a few around here. But let's take a look at our little fellas here. And so we got Kamala just walking around. Sorry, I am terrible with the camera, but I'll try my best. And are you like itching yourself? They are pretty cool. I've only seen them in zoos a couple of times, but you know, I think they will make a lot of money for us at the very least here. And they're critically endangered, so hopefully they will breed and then we'll have some babies that will release to the wild and hopefully they don't all freeze in the tundra. Definitely not ideal. I don't think there are many orangutans in the tundra. So he's just gonna play with his little, like, were they like weighted balls or just, carry it around. And the guests get a great view. I feel like they don't have too many places to hide, but hopefully they are far enough away where they'll be okay. You are standing on the wrong side of the fence that you would get kicked out. I will not kick you out because we need money. He's very excited. But I think we have all 3 in here. I don't know where the third one. Oh, over here with our little forage box. Maybe go up into your tree. Everything is nice and heated. There are heaters, but this snowball is still frozen. Okay, this isn't a bad start. We obviously need some building covers, and you know what? I kind of like it. From the distance, it looks pretty good. So maybe we should find out what our next animal will be that we can continue on next time. So sorry, this might be a little more scrambly video because first time recording this game. But let's get up our wheel and see what else we get. So next up, hopefully not another tropical or a desert. Let's get like a cold animal to help us out. Doubt it. A spotted hyena. Not cold, but we'll make do. So spotted hyenas are of least concern, which is good. And we can have up to 2 males and up to 2 females. And they have 1 to 2 pups, I think they're called, per pregnancy. So we might, I don't know, they need a lot of space. Oh my God. So maybe we'll do like 3. I don't know. We're just that is next time's problem. So let's at least get a male and a female, or at least 1 that is decent. I mean, you got great fertility. Ooh, this guy, I mean, immunity. could use some work, but I think that's the best mail we're going to get. So let's at least get this mail. And what other? Can't afford you guys. Okay, we'll also go with this one, and then we'll see what we have next time, but I don't know where the hell we're gonna put spotted hyenas. That's going to be an adventure to figure out, but let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe. This is all like a little chaotic. We'll fix the entrance as we go on, get more money, and kind of figure out. Might move like staff buildings over here, or we'll have like another. At some point, we'll have a habitat right here. Not the hyenas, that's not enough room. But then this will make sense. So, that is a lot to figure out next time, but I will see you all very soon. Bye.